Brilliant. So it's my first time here. Happy to be here. Uh, so I've been following your teachings on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got a couple of your books.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a particular video of yours on YouTube
Mm-hmm.
where you talk about the major mistake in non-duality. It's about 30 minutes long, and you talk about how people think they are going to wake up, but
Yeah.
it's not them that wakes up.
Yeah.
It's something else that wakes up. And I've been on this journey for a long time. Ever since I was
Longer than you can imagine.
probably since I was 10.
Mhm.
I've been into meditation, yoga,
Yeah.
and yes, I've had a few good experiences,
Mm-hmm.
but there was something about that video. I didn't even make it to the end of the video, and I got something. I don't know what it is that I got, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got something. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And I actually slept off. I mean, it was bedtime. I
Perfect.
had the video running.
You bet.
I made through 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then the next day I went to watch the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kept coming to me like, wow, this sounds so true.
Yeah. Right.
You know,
It is the truest thing. When you said there's a video you got on YouTube, and I've got about 300, and you said it was about the most common mistake or something like that, or the biggest mistake, and I immediately locked on to that had to be the topic, because that's the essential mistake, is that the Fred character kept waiting for the Fred character to wake up.
yes.
But the problem is that there turns out that there's no actual Fred, and that what's speaking these words right now, what's moving these hands, this is actually divinity. This is it. And it's this that wakes up, not the individual, because the individual is essentially, well, I mean, I'm not saying it's unattractive, but it's a walking cadaver, right? So,
Yeah, yes. And that put so many things into perspective for me. So like I said, I've tried many things. You know, and I'm not in no way am I, please understand, in no way am I disparaging any other
yeah, we don't do
tradition,
that here.
whatever. Yeah, I'm not in any way saying anything. But so a couple of months ago, I was at a weekend Buddhist meditation retreat, and it was lovely. Really, really nice. But I just realized that all those things I've been doing have been focused on trying to get, as you say, the units to transcend. But like you say, the units can't transcend. It doesn't have the functionality to do that. So it's not quite wasted, but you're not getting to where you're trying to get to, because the vehicle you're trying to use to get there can't get you there.
Mhm.
And so the reason why I bring that up,
Perfect, right there. That's
yeah,
perfect.
the reason why I bring that up is because there was a week long, the same meditation retreat was going to happen again last week, and this time was going to be for a week. And I said to myself, and this was even before I watched your video, someone was saying to me, there's no point going for that. Someone just kept saying to me, and I didn't know why. I mean, I was on the mailing list. I was ready to go. My bags were packed. But someone just kept saying to me, you don't need to go for that. And then I come across the video and I just say, yes, that's exactly why I didn't need to go for that, because I would have just been doing more work on the units. But
Yeah.
that's not what I need. Anyhow, I say all that to then ask this question. So I'm really beginning to get this whole thing about how it's the divinity that's moving through all of us,
Mhm.
that life is just like coming to all of us. So at times when I sit, I feel like I'm being manifested, like I don't know how to explain it. I feel like I'm being born like repeatedly. It doesn't make sense. But
no, well, it doesn't have to make sense, does it?
well, okay, well, true. But I'm trying something that words can't describe, right? But that's the only thing I can do in this setting, right? So, what does this then mean for how we live our lives? Because this is like a game changer. So, if I'm going through life seeing everyone as divinity,
yeah,
playing a game with divinity, divinity in me, playing a game with divinity in others, playing
well,
games
that
with.
would mean that there are numerous divinities, and I wonder if that's the feeling that you have, is that there are numerous divinities, or that perhaps there's one.
There's one
One.
masquerading,
Same thing that's
playing a
looking through.
game.
Same thing that's looking through your eyes is the same thing that's looking through these eyes. So it's one divinity playing.
Yes, it's one divinity playing a game in
Yeah.
what appears to be different entities, different manifestations of the
Yeah.
same divinity, right?
Yeah.
So what does this mean for how we live our lives? What does this mean for relationships? You've probably covered all of this, but this is new to me. And I'm just thinking, this is a game changer. What does this mean for how I behave at work? What does this mean for how I behave with my family, with my friends, with my neighbors, with people I meet when I go to the store? Do I look at everyone and go, "You're divinity, you're divinity," or do I just? What does? How do you make this?
Well, let me ask you this. Who is it that would make the decision as to what you would do at the store?
I don't know.
Because there's not really, are you in the declaration that there is only divinity? Do you recognize that you're saying that, like in my case, there was divinity only and no plus Fred Davis? That divinity includes every unit, including yours. So including that unit, the Mayawa unit, it includes that unit. So
Yes.
So there's no one over there to make decisions. It feels like there is. It looks like there is. I can grant you all that. I bow to relativity, and we don't dismiss relativity here or anything, but we do like to keep one foot in the absolute, at least. And one foot in the absolute says you do what you do. So when you get there, what you're going to get to the store, you're going to find out that you either walk around going, "I see you as divinity, I see you as divinity," or you're going to go up and ask somebody, "Where are the tomatoes?" Right? And you don't have you don't have a real choice as to what's going to happen there. You just follow, just like you tell me about it. I followed you. You will follow that as well, and it will feel like you are going up to a guy and saying, "Where are the tomatoes?" But when we turn around and we say, "I went to the store," which eye is that? Who are you talking about? And you can't find that eye. And you find out that you've been talking about non-duality without recognizing that non-duality means one, not two. So what do you think is talking here now? This is on that video I just did, which is couldn't not be, but is that it's oneness and only oneness.